Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5-minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And this is a throwback review, and I say throwback review because this set did come out nearly a year ago now, but I kind of slept on it and I finally got it sent over to me. So I'm going to review each of the figures in it. It of course is the Wolverine box set. That is the Amazon exclusive, which includes all of these really cool figures. You've got Wolverine, you've got Cyber, you've got Omega Red, you've got Callisto, and you've got Jason Wingard. There's hundreds of reviews out there for these figures already because, as I said, they came out nearly a year ago, but I'm very excited to get hold of it, so I'm going to review each one of these in the 5-minute figure format. So let's take a look at the Wolverine figure. Now he comes with what you can see and an alternate head, bit of a beaten up head, there's like a black eye, a bit of blood on the lip, etc. It's a really nice sculpt. And then obviously we've got the screaming one on him as well. We'll just stand him upright so that you can see him. Now he's the same size as all of the other Wolverines, and he's got the butterfly joints on his shoulders here, which is cool. There's a lot of hair all over him and all over his back as well. I mean, he's just covered in hair, which is really cool for a Wolverine figure, and it's what you would expect from a Wolverine figure. The detail on this face, this screaming face, is really nice as well. The claws are the older style claws, so they're not my favourite, but they look alright. You know, I'm not going to complain too much. Now, I must admit, this was the figure in the box set that I was the least excited about because I've got so many Wolverines in the collection already, and I wasn't sure that I needed a shirtless one. However, actually having him in hand, he's really cool to look at. There's something very kind of animalistic about this version of Wolverine, and he does come with two alternate hands as well. So these the claws are retracted, and there's a nice bit of like hair on the knuckles as well. It's, you know, even though it is a shirtless Wolverine, they've kind of thought about what he would look like. They've not just kind of given us a plain torso. They've put a lot of body hair on it. Now, comparing him to some of the other more civilian-like Wolverine figures I've got, so you've got Cowboy Hat Wolverine, you've got the Days of Future Past Wolverine that came with the Sentinel, and you've got the Riders Wolverine in the white tank top. These are three of my favourite sort of civilian-looking Wolverines, and as you can see, I've changed the claws in all of them. Now, unfortunately, this alternate head is a lot lighter. The skin tone is a lot lighter than the other three, so I can't actually use him on any of those three because the arms are much darker. Not that I would though, really, because I do like the head sculpts on all of these. Now I'm comparing him to the civilian dressed Wolverines because even though he's in his costume, he's got his shirt off, so he doesn't look like he's in his costume. There was no cow accessory, there was no hood or anything like that, so it really is just kind of like a feral kind of Wolverine, which is really cool. So I don't know whether this shows that they're kind of running out of ideas for Wolverine figures, but let's put him on a spinny plate thing so that you can see him in a 360. Now this is just a kind of a striking pose that I've put him into. He's quite stable. He's, you know, his feet have got ankle rockers, so you can kind of move them around a little bit so that you can get a nice solid base for him and put him in a nice pose. I don't know why I'm kind of that excited, because when I put him on the shelf, he will be in a vanilla pose, because most of my figures are on the shelf in a vanilla pose, but I take them off the shelf to take photos of them and review them and stuff, and that's where I really get the fun out of playing around with the articulation and the poses, etc. But as you can see, this Wolverine is really pretty cool, and I've said that a few times now because I really think it is. There's not much more I can say about this. It's Wolverine in his costume with his top off. Yeah, that's about it. But like I said earlier, he was the figure in the box that I wasn't that excited about. He was the one that I really was kind of a bit kind of, you know, hit or miss. But having him in hand, I'm really pleased with the detail that they put into him, and I think he's a nice addition to the Wolverine setup. So I've got most of the Wolverine figures by Marvel Legends now, and I'm really pleased that I can add this one in as well. But what about that second head? Well, I had to think about this, and I've recently kind of swapped out my yellow suited Wolverine with the new cell shaded one, the animated series one, and therefore I'm going to use the unmasked head on this body here, just because we've then got him in his full costume but without his mask on, similar to how he shows up in a lot of the comics and also a lot of the animated show as well. Now yes, the skin tone on the arms is slightly different to the head, as it is in the other figures, but actually when I put them together it didn't stand out a huge amount. Because of shading and shadowing and stuff like that, I thought that it kind of worked, but I really do like this alternate head on the full suited body, so I'm glad that I kind of kept this yellow suited one after getting the animated retro one, the VHS one I think they called it. But I'm really pleased that I kept this one and didn't get rid of him, because I think this unmasked head looks really cool on this body, and that's actually as much of a favourite as mine as the shirtless one now. So that's about it. That's all I can say for Wolverine. I've managed to fill the whole 5 minutes talking about Wolverine with his top off. Do check out my channel, and I will be looking at the other figures in that box set. And as always, please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things, and I will catch you next time.